thank you so much for joining us on the program. Now, what do we know about the state of these prominent detainees, and why has Saudi Arabia denied their family access to them?
What we know is what sort of siphons out of the prison through their relatives and to a degree their lawyers. Fact of the matter is that the reports of abuse of political prisoners in Saudi Arabia have been going on now for several years, with mounting concern among both family members, some Western governments, as well as human rights groups. It's very unclear why the Saudis do certain things at certain moments. So we don't know why at this moment access to the detainees is curtailed. And the Saudis so far have been more or less immune to pressure to release many of these detainees.
Right. Now, Salman al-Awad, who's a prominent cleric, as we mentioned, was among the first people who were imprisoned back in September 2017. Now, according to this Human Rights Watch report, he was held in solitary confinement with no lawyer and limited ability to contact his family members. How does the legal system work in Saudi Arabia? Does it just work in favor of government officials, or do local citizens have their own rights, like being able to contact your lawyer after being detained?
In practice, it works at the whim of the government, and particularly of the Crown Prince. Fact of the matter is, there are, in theory, legal procedures and legal rights, but those rights are not always honored. A lot of these arrests are arbitrary. We saw that with the detention of a huge number of members of the ruling family, as well as prominent businessmen in November 2017. They were held in a luxury hotel, and basically there was a shakedown, a transfer of assets that allowed them to leave the hotel. But nonetheless, many of them still have travel bans. So, with other words, it's a very arbitrary, repressive system in which the checks and balances are obscure at best and hard to find.
There's also a handful of women's rights activists who, according to human rights organizations, have been tortured in various ways, including with electric shocks and sexual harassment. It isn't the first time Saudi Arabia has been put in the spotlight for its human rights abuses. What needs to be done to bring an end to situations similar to this one we're seeing now?
Well, I think, Saudi Arabia in that sense is not dissimilar from other countries across the globe, including Egypt, for example, where you see massive abuse of human rights, including torture and misuse of political detainees. What it takes really is international political will to apply pressure and to put a price on this. And what we've seen is that neither the Western countries, including the United States, nor Russia or China, have been willing to do so in terms of putting pressure on countries, and that includes Turkey, that hold journalists, activists for political reasons behind bars.
All right, James Dorsey, thank you so much for joining us on the program and sharing that insight with us.